Alright, what up guys? Today I want to speak about Bashar and his formula. So, if you're wondering why my teeth are like purple, it's because I'm eating a fat ass dragon fruit. So, I'm not like a reptile, you don't need to worry about that. Unlike Mark Zuckerberg, I am beating the reptile allegations, unlike Peter Thiel of Palantir. Anyways, now back to Bashar's formula. So, who is Bashar? Bashar is a multidimensional extraterrestrial being who gets channeled by a man named Daryl Anka. He has some brilliant videos on YouTube. You can literally Google Bashar, 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 and this information has changed my life. It has the potential to change your life as well. Now, this Bashar, whether he actually is channeling an alien or not, is beyond brilliant and is able to solve like physics, maths equations, and answer any question at lightning speed in a way I have never seen a human being do that before. Maybe this guy's just a genius psychologist, that is also very likely. Maybe he has just studied all these principles his entire life, the, kind of sort of the psychology stuff that he discusses. But I believe in this whole stuff, and frankly, it doesn't matter whether he actually is channeling an alien or not, because at the end of the day, the information he offers is beyond useful, and it changes many people's lives. So this Bashar being has a formula for aligning with your highest self and kind of flowing more easily with life. So let me explain this formula to you. The formula starts with follow your excitement at any given point. What does that mean? That means that if I now have an hour of free time and I'm sort of, not limited by anything, I can really choose what is it that I'm passionate about at any given moment. Even if there's a choice, let's say I can read a book, or I can go on a walk with my doggy here, who, if I say the word walk, she's gonna start going crazy. But anyway, if that's what I do, if I have this choice, I can choose the option which has at least a little bit more excitement than the previous one, you see? And that is because when you follow your excitement, you are aligning with the core vibration of your true authentic being, you see? And that counts for let me show you this stuff. That counts for the artwork I got over here. It's like I have like craziness in this room, right? And let's get back here. Okay, so whatever it is that you are most passionate about, most excited about following at any given moment, this is what you should pursue. Now, this, sort of spiritual metaphysical community, the audience in his lectures, they're all a bunch of 40, 50, 60-year-old people who have already, established themselves in a career, made a bunch of money, and now they're searching for meaning, and it's this guy telling them, follow your excitement. But it's I want to see him tell that to some man working in a Siberian coal mine for 13 hours a day, 6 days a week, hey, this guy's gonna come to him, what should I do in life? Follow your excitement. I don't feel excitement. The only thing I feel is the sensation of blood in my lungs from all the coal that I inhale. That's what he's gonna say. I can do a good Russian accent because I'm Russian, so that's, yeah. Anyways, so that's that. But if you are a privileged Western person, I guess, and you have some free time in your life, whether it is every single day, or whether it is 1 day a week, or whether it is 1 hour a week, where you truly have the power over your time, that is when you are able to follow this formula of striving for your highest excitement and allowing yourself to go where your mind takes you, and not say that, oh, that's not productive, that's not, what I'm truly passionate about. If your mind at some point hints you, draw the sun, draw a picture of a rainbow. This is what you do. And I don't care how old you are, I don't care how big your beard is, I don't care how fancy of a title you have, how rich you are. If this is what your excitement is, you better get to painting that rainbow, my friend, because this is your authentic being, this is your higher self sort of communicating with you and allowing you to live in this more harmonious state. So very, very exciting stuff. Now, once you do that, you take it as far as you can until you can take it no further. So if the idea was to draw a rainbow, you get it done and you do it to your best ability until you either find something that has more excitement than continuing doing that, or you simply stick to it to the maximum where you create the most beautiful rainbow you are capable of producing, and that's that. You take it as far as you can until you can take it no further. You act with no insistence on what the outcome should be. And this is the most brutal step in this whole formula. Let me give you an example. So a couple of months ago, I got a spiritual download like, yo, Nikita, write a book. Here it is, the keys to a wizard's treasure. It's made, it's physical, like I made it, right? And so I was following my excitement for 4 months while I was writing this book. I entered the flow state, this gamma-like state where I'm writing and it's just me and my computer at 3 a.m. in pure darkness. It's just me, the cosmos, my computer, me manifesting my thoughts into this book. Nothing exists outside of that, just me, you know, the universe, time doesn't exist, I don't even exist. I'm like a ghost just working, and it's like flowing. It's the flow state. It's the most blissful state imaginable, at least for me. I love it. And so yeah, that was me following my excitement. And then the second part, take it as far as you can until you can take it no further, with the goal being to have a book. Once the physical copy exists, that's kind of me having taken it as far as I can until I can take it no further. Because I manifested it, I've done it, right? I can't create another book, that would be another thing. So it's done, right? But the thing I'm struggling with right now, the thing that most humans struggle with, because we have egos, the ego is the physical mind, right? Even though we are in touch with spirit, our higher selves, all that wonderful stuff, is to have no insistence on what the outcome should be, right? So I recently went back on YouTube to start marketing this book, talk about it, explain what it's about, explain what I have to offer. And now that I have an insistence to sell it and to, you know, because I'm proud of it, like I want people to read it, like I think it's gonna change people's lives. But me not having a lot of sales yet is sort of what I'm struggling with right now, because it's my ego being like, oh, wait, like you should be getting sales, you should be doing this, or you should be working harder on marketing it, right? And that's the part where most people struggle. It's because we create this emotional attachment, this sort of ego attachment to our manifestation, to our excitement. And that's not even the goal. That was never part of the process. The goal, the whole concept of following your excitement, is to do it for the sake of following your excitement and your joy, and not for what it's gonna lead you, how much money it's gonna make you, what reputation you're gonna get. Oh, like, wow, I'm gonna be this cool fancy wizard on the internet. Wow, that's the ego, right? And that's not what it's about. And that's what causes people the most suffering. And that's what causes me the most suffering, because I have a very high ego, right? Despite being very spiritual as well. A lot of very spiritual people have very high egos. And also a lot of we're all spiritual beings having a, you know, physical existence. There's no such thing as a spiritual person and not a spiritual person. We're all spiritual people. It's just a lot of people haven't even identified themselves with anything spiritual. They just believe they're the bone and flesh physical body, and nothing esoteric, mystical exists. Only physics, facts, statistics, science. Trust the science, right? Where you see where people have gone with that the last couple of years. Straight up insanity, my friends. Anyways, so the next part of this formula is to choose to remain in a positive state regardless of what happens. So you are following your excitement. You are taking it as far as you can until you can take it no further. You act with no insistence of what the outcome should be. And no matter what happens, whether I get sales or not, whether anyone watches my videos or not, because I like making videos, I like sharing my ideas with the world, I like talking to a camera, right? So you remain in a positive state no matter what the outcome is, no matter what the result is. You see? Because simply he explains it in a cool way where someone asks him, like, why should I remain in a positive state? And he responds with, because you choose to, because you prefer it to. There's no other excuse you need to give yourself to allow yourself to be happy besides the idea that this is simply what you prefer. This is simply what brings you more joy. And the whole idea that you have to earn it, you have to deserve it, you have to fight for it, you have to achieve for it, that's what I'm stuck in. Like, you think I know something? I'm stuck in this stuff more than anyone else. I am stuck with the ego, thought loops, doubt, all of that more than anyone else, which is why I'm able to understand it better and then communicate it to others so that others may, figure out for themselves something that I'm not able to do for myself, you see? And yeah, you follow that excitement. You choose to remain in a positive state regardless of what happens. And because he is working with belief systems, because belief systems is what holds us back, and what we believe have a direct influence on our reality, we are the creators of our reality, because through our thoughts, emotions, intentions, we are sending signals off into the cosmos. And quantum physics already understands that one particle at the opposite side of the cosmos can affect another particle, another atom on the opposite side of the cosmos through quantum entanglement. We are all connected. We are always connected to spirit. We are always connected to all that is. We are always connected to the cosmos. It is just that when we take on a physical body, we receive an ego. And in my case, it's high as Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa combined. And that is why we suffer, and that is when we have this illusion of separation, this illusion that we are separate from all that is. And that is not to make us suffer, that is not by accident. It is so that we can be the unique expression of consciousness, and consciousness being all that is. We can be the unique expression of the universe experiencing itself through the perspective of Nikita, through the perspective of the dog that's sleeping on my floor, through the perspective of a butterfly, an evil person, a good person, a wealthy person, a poor person, a happy person, a sad person, a healthy person, an unhealthy person. It is all one, it is all divine, it is all part of all that is. It is just that we take on these different avatars temporarily, because my physical body will one day not exist, however my spirit will. And so this allows us to be this unique expression of consciousness experiencing itself from multiple perspectives. And where was I going with this? Oh yeah, the unique piece of consciousness you are has unique belief systems, thought patterns, all that stuff. And you can create a lot less resistance and a lot more abundance, flow, harmony in your life when you investigate the belief system, the belief systems which you have, and shift from the ones you do not prefer and align yourself more with the ones that you prefer, because it is within your power to change your belief systems, as belief systems influence your entire life. So this is Bashar's formula, my friends. Thank you for being here. Cheers. Have a good day. Bye-bye.